Hey, it's Aaron. Today we're going to talk about a Bimmer. Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today we're going to do our interior walkthrough in a 2020 BMW X6. This is one of BMW's sport activity vehicles. I do believe it's the largest of the group. So it has a station wagon style body and crossover build. So you're seeing a photo of that now. It's grown on me. I honestly don't like this style of vehicle, but this one has really kind of grown on me. I kind of like it. So anyway, I don't know, there's a lot to talk about otherwise, so let's just get started walking through, looking at the interior. Most of this is typical BMW, so it'll be recognizable to those who you know, watch my videos and have seen a BMW before. Getting started, over here's door locks, here's the door handle, here's the deck lid, or deck hatch. You hold this to open the back, you hold this to close it again, and then here's the seat memories. I keep not pointing the camera at what I'm doing. Here's the seat memories. Over here, hidden behind this big handle, here's your mirror adjustment. This select switch mirror, that folds them in right there, and then you can see windows here and window lock. That's about all you've got right there. Going over this way, we can see a whole bunch of buttons. So fog lamps, turn off the lights. This is all lighting, by the way. Auto, just to automatically choose what do you want. That's what I use the most often. You can manually turn them on here. Here's your marker lights and so on, so you can kind of see what those are. And then these are for the instrument cluster. So this runs the dimmers. And then up here you can see dual vents. That's the defrost, that's the regular. And then you can see how you close and open it there. Otherwise, these do like that and minimize. So I really like the layout, and I like the way this works, the way these work together. It's a good job on it. And then you can see the Harman Kardon. Yeah. So, down there you got a latch. You pull that twice, it opens the hood. Down here you can see you have a little cubby. Throw a few things in there. This is bigger than most, so you can get a lot more in this than most of these that I've seen. So pretty good size. I like that. Not terribly useful, but better than nothing, I guess. Looking at the steering wheel, you can see a lot of controls, but they're pretty easy to get used to. So over here you have all your speed controls. So this is speedometer stuff, or cruise control if you want. So this is all cruise control stuff. Turn that on here. Speed limiter works like cruise control in reverse, so it sets sort of a cap, the fastest you want to go. You can override it with the throttle, but it keeps you from getting tickets. That's kind of the point. You can set there, resume there, cancel there, up and down to change the speeds. Pretty easy, straightforward. Over on this side, you got mostly infotainment controls, as well as some driver information screen controls. So you got telematics here. Telematics, I love that word. Even though it doesn't technically apply to what this is, I still like it. So controls your telephone. This is the menu button to run menus. I'll show you that in action later. Over here is the voice control. So you hold that down, you talk to the car. This car is not equipped with, hey, BMW. See? It's not equipped with that, which is a bummer. I really like that feature. Here it goes back and forth on tracks, stations, etc. This goes up and down on whatever you're looking at over there or over there, depending on what you're controlling. This is volume control here. You can see a paddle shifter, both sides. Might need it in this. You could use it. This is a sprightly car. I would say it's sporty, but it's not fast. It's not slow, but it's not like, you know, terribly fast. Not sports car fast. Anyway, feels good to drive it. That's what I'm getting to. Here is your washer wiper. So you can see I just tapped it. Once down, that does the quickie, and then going up, we're on auto. So you can see that lights up, and then the rest of the settings there. This sets how aggressive the automatic is and or how fast it's going when you have it on the low. And then you can see you pull it forward to run the squirters. Now, one thing this car is missing that I wish it had, it does not have a wiper on the rear window. I wish that rear window had one because it's just at the right angle to collect everything, and it really needs a wiper for that. Anyway, over here, You got, let's see, lighting controls. So you can see, well, this is BC, and I've talked about what that is before. I'll just put a thing across the bottom to name it for you. Over here is the automatic high beams, back and forth for manual high beams. Now, looking at this giant instrument cluster, it's a good size. I really like it though. It's very, very clear. The camera's not doing it justice. So over here you have speed. Over there you have a tachometer. Over here you can see there's a digital readout of that speed. This reads speed signs via the camera, which is mounted just above the rear view camera on this, the rear view mirror. Down here you can see some other stuff. Here's fuel and so on. This is a map right now. You can change it with the menus. I'll show you those in a minute. Over here, again, tachometer. Over here is engine heat, and then you can see horsepower usage, pound-feet usage. These are engine output meters. There you go, engine output meters. So if I do this, you can see they move, right? So there you go. Kind of neat. Again, you can change a lot of that. So going through, let's see, where's my menu button? Looking at the menus, that BC menu button that I showed you before. So over here you can change this stuff using that BC button I showed you before. So you do this and you can see it goes through. Here's a G meter. Here's what's going on with infotainment. Here is the current gear and drive mode. I'll show you how to change the drive mode when we get over to there, over to the shifter. And then you can see this is my average MPG, and this would be showing real time if we were moving. And yeah, a few other things, miles and so on. So pretty cool. Some of those are pretty useful if you get into that data gathering. It's pretty cool. Also on this, there is a head-up display. It's very hard to get. You see how it's blinking a lot. It doesn't look that way when you're looking at it, but useful display, and you can control what's showing on that display using this right here and this. So you can change that. You can see I can change stations or inputs, etc. There you go. Pretty cool setup. I really like this screen a lot. Very useful, very nice, and that head-up display, you can have a lot of info. I've downed it to very little info, but you can have a lot of info up there if you really want it. Over here we have the big infotainment screen. So this is a very large screen, even for BMW. Beautiful though. Look at that output. Such a good look and so clear. So here's a map. You can clearly see that. This is basically the home screen. If I hit the home button, literally, this is where you end up. I'll show you the controls. It uses a command knob. So I'll show you that in a minute, but just to give you an idea what there is, and then you can see, I'll go over to the left and I can go down and select various things, right? So I can go to, say, apps, and then it'll show me the apps that are installed. So you got the BMW Assistant and so on. Really cool and kind of useful. You want to go to the BMW store, buy a bunch of stuff, there you go. And then pretty easy to control. I'm not a big fan of the command knobs, but this is one of the better ones. So it has improved a little bit. And you can see the phone connection and so on. This is what's going on the radio, blah. So pretty cool. I really like that screen. Very easy to use the nav. Lots of usefulness. I'll show you some other things when we get to the command knob. So down here we've got your Dukes lights there. This runs the parking radars. So if you go into a car wash or something, you can turn them off there. This is bun warmer either side. So bun warmer's there. Here's your defrost, rear defrost. Here's the, I want some defrost, but I also want my feet toasty, and auto climate. So you can just turn that on. Hold this button down. I'll try to show it to you, see it better. Hold this button down to turn the climate off. Temperature settings there. And you can turn off just one side or just the other. So I've turned off both, but you can turn off just the one side if you just want passenger off. And the AC or climate menu, which will pop up there. Over here, mode and band, those are pretty straightforward. This changes what the radio is doing up there. These are all radio controls. So here's your volume. You can push it to mute and then turn it like you normally would. all your presets here, and then back and forth on the tracks and or stations. Then down here, let me close the bougie cover. So beautiful, look at that. Isn't that pretty? I really like this. BMW does a good job with when they want to. They do a really good job of mixing materials, and they did a really good job on this one. So if you push it down, it opens up like that. This is a wireless charger spot. My phone fits perfectly, and it's relatively large. An even larger phone will still fit in there. Over here is just kind of a cubby. It's rubberized. You can throw a lot of things in there. USB, and here are some drink holders, and then a 12-volt plug right there. 12-volt. There we go. So nice. These work really well. I like these drink holders, and they're clear of everything. So you can get pretty big, you know, if you got tall waters, whatever, they'll all fit in there. Now, closing that bougie cover so we can look at it again. The piano black is going to be reflective, so it's going to be a little hard to read some of this, but trust me when I say that with your eyeballs, this isn't nearly as bad. So here's the shifter. Works in the usual Bimmer way. You push this button here and you pull or push, and you end up with reverse and drive and so on. Push this button to park. You can pull it over while you're in drive, and it goes into manual drive mode. You can shift using the shifter, going up and down, or you can use those paddle shifters up there on the steering wheel. They are attached to the wheel, by the way. Traction control, cameras. So your parking cameras, it says a 360 view. Here's parking radar. Down here's your automatic stop start. You can toggle that here. Push button start for the engine, and then here's the drive modes: sport, comfort, and eco, and adaptive. Auto high is also there. I would mostly stick with sport or comfort. Eco Pro doesn't seem to do very much. I didn't notice anything different. So I don't know what the point is. Adaptive allows you to sort of change it as you want it. So when you get more aggressive, it does a little more and that sort of thing. But again, sport mode pretty much takes care of everything. Over here is parking brake. Pull it, set it, push it to release. This is hill descent control. You can also use this as a hill start right here. And then over here, you got your command knob for the infotainment up there. So you can see the hard buttons up here: media, home, map, communications, nav, and world. Down here you have back and option, and then you use this back and forth, or you physically shove it like this, or you twirl it. And then when you're entering like an address in the nav, you can literally write it here. So you can say like 4130, and then, you know, and you can say like east, right? All of that, which is really cool. Speeds the process up for some of us. Over here, you got your shuttle bay door openings. I like these because you can have only one side open or no sides, right? So I can open it like this and still have my armrest as a driver. The passenger can still dig in and find stuff. Looking in here, there's another USB. That's a USB-C, and this is rubberized here. And pretty decent amount of space, not a lot. There's a little LED light there to light the thing up. Not a ton of space, but this is an all-wheel drive vehicle. This is the xDrive model. So beautiful. Now, looking at these seats, I just want you to look at that for a minute. Isn't that wonderful? Look how beauty that is. Looks so fine. So these are heated, and this with the adjustable thigh bolsters like BMW usually has. These are manual. You grab a handle right here and move them. Beautiful setup. I really like these. Over here you have your dash. So look at how that flows down. Now it's a little bit plain, but not terribly. Just a tiny bit, just enough that you can keep that austere German BMW thing, right, without interrupting it. So hey, it does have that. I just haven't been triggering it right. Well, there you go. Anyway, look at how the dash moves, and then see how it just suddenly breaks. So it changes with this. This is kind of a faux carbon fiber. Really good look though. And then down here's the glove box, nice and good sized. And then you have, look at the doors. So you see the handles big and aggressive, and then that light, you can just see it, that purple light right there. It changes according to mood. That's how I have it set. You can make the ambient light whatever colors you want, or you can set like a mood. You can have it mimic the sun, or the moon, all those sorts of things. Really cool. I like BMW setup for that. And then you can just see the way things look in the way they're going. Back seat in this is pretty good, not huge, not small, just basically right. Had 3 across with kids back there, and they were okay. They're a little cramped, but not bad. You get 2 adults can sit in these easily, and then you see how easy it is to get to the latch there for your child safety seats if you use those. And then back in the back, there's a good size cargo area, not huge, not small, pretty good size. I really like it. It's a good vehicle. It's a decent design. It drives really well. I can't say that enough. It drives really well. So there you go. That's what I got. This is the 2020 BMW X6. 2020 BMW X6. So that's what I got. This has been Aaron, AaronOnAutos.com. Talk to you again soon.
Subscribe.